go. Game 1, Empire vs Alliance. Was a bit of a beatdown in the end there. Alliance was able to take that game quite convincingly from what I found. I mean, at the start of the game, it did look like Empire was having a good shot, Shane.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the early game power of AA PA with the new dagger is actually huge. Like, PA is always kind of known as one of them cores that can kind of fight earlier, but this gives her like level 2 power, you know what I mean? Like, which is
more than level 2, I would say, because
yeah, level 1
had a double damage.
Did you see the first blood as well? Like, that was a lot to do with the AA kind of the jazz hands.
And that was also a lot to do with Empire fighting, where I think they probably shouldn't have fought.
With the Tusk as well, actually.
Yeah.
I actually thought if you compare the cores, I thought Empire had better cores, because essentially Alliance was all relying on PA. And then you look at the supports, what did Lion and actually Wisp do? Like, for the longest time, it seemed like they were the non-factor. I know the caster were focused on the Undying, but at least in fights, Undying put a Tombstone, drops a Decay. Like, that's already immediate impact. It felt like Lion without item and the Wisp without any real item had a Vanguard towards the end. Had no impact at all. You
can understand what they were trying to do, though. Like, they were looking for a support to set up the relocate. You know, Lion has quite a long duration of CC, so it's pretty good if he gets a Blink Dagger early, he can rotate and, you know, lock down a core and they can relocate in. It made sense, but
against a Undying with a Tuskar though, like if you're playing Lion, that's not a game you want to play as a support.
That's true.
I don't think it's the solution. Maybe they drafted it because they're like, oh, it's going to give us a solution against PA or something. Lockdown, stuns, magic damage.
Yeah, like they have one core. If we lock down that one core, you know, we can blow her up with the finger.
But that relies on you having a good early game, and you're not going to have that against Undying Tusk. So I think that was not the support hero pick.
Well, there were quite a bit of fights, and one particularly stood out in the Radiant jungle, if I'm correct, for Lumi. Time for the Luminous analysis.
No, Shiva, I did not choose that fight.
Oh, you said you would, though.
No, I chose... Well, it started at the Roshan, and then it transitioned into the Radiant jungle.
That's the one I meant too, though.
Let's jump into this replay. It's a pretty long one. And I do want to focus on the fact that Alliance had only DPA in terms of damage output. So everything so far started very well for Alliance. Like, the AI splats hit on 5. You can't ask for better. And then S4 does probably the worst RP I've ever seen S4 done. He blinks in, and then he's like, I could get 3 heroes. But let's just get the Wisp. So far, like, if you're Empire, you took 2 of their best teamfight ultimates, you should be very happy. Now, PA just respawned. I want to pause the replay here. So, you took 2 of their best AoE ultimates. They're kind of out, and I think this is a very good fight. The problem is that now your team is split up. You have 2 people here, and what we're going to see next is a very good Tombstone placement, if I could draw X's, which is kind of just own the team fight, because 2 people ran on this side from Team Empire, and then 3 people ran south over here.
From Team Alliance?
No, Empire just split up. 2 went left, and then 3 went bottom.
2.
Sorry, okay.
No buyback for the IO.
And more importantly, the team fight broke out in such a way that Empire already used all their disables and big spells, and they're not used on the PA. So basically, PA comes into this fight, and all the casters, we can pause now, all the casters have been talking about that if you don't focus on the PA, that's exactly what Lions have. Their team is built on protecting the PA with the multiple soul rips and whatnot. So even the fact that S4 did not even empower the PA, just because PA is allowed to do whatever he wants to do, he will just win the fight. So notice that he attacked Silent for like 8 hits in a row, and he did not get a crit. I was like, PRD is going to proc it. The next one's going to hit for sure. The next one's going to be a crit. He hits Resolution. Bam. It's going to be a crit. And then he just dies. And then at this point, once you have lost that many heroes, it doesn't even matter that Unstable Current just counters PA hardcore. You're going to just chase the Razor down.
Having no vision from Minuts in that teamfight was actually huge as well. He just ran on the line, singled them out, and then snowball dodged the Night Stalker attack as well. And then they managed to soul rip and mech him up. It was really, really unfortunate.
Radiant jungle fight. Look at that.
That is a good point, though. The Tusk going on the line is good, because that's another target that PA would love to go on. And Tusk, despite having low farm, can actually pressure him there and prevent him from disabling the PA or another important hero. So, and he can just mess with him, get him low on HP, have the PA BKB be somewhere, segment him from the fight, don't let him cover or try to set up and kill the other support heroes. So that was really nicely done by him, and it basically allowed him to take the other important hero of the fight out, and they just whittle him down.
Was this an outdraft or pure outplay from Empire? Alliance?
I think it was outdraft. I think your support duo did very little for Team Empire early on.
Okay.
And that's where they're supposed to be really good at, right? The laning phase into the early mid game.
What would you like to see different?
Well, generally they make greedy supports work. For example, they run Rubik with AM. Remember the very first game of opening day, they made that work. The Rubik roamed a lot.
Yeah, he got banned out, right? I believe.
He did, I think.
Yeah,
because
the
you
very
mentioned
last
him and he got
ban.
banned out. Yeah.
So it's the hero. Maybe it's you're right. Maybe it's outplay because I felt like the line could have roamed a little bit better and got things done. But it's like Kevin brought up. When you go against Undying Tusk, you're losing the lane. Like it's just as simple as that.
They could have maybe swapped their lanes around this time. Is that tricky? Is that not doable? Because you're then going to be going up against the PA and the AHE. And that's also not ideal.
They just needed better supports, I think, for like a triple stun or a double stun. If you have a Wisp and a Lion, both of those guys are solo vulnerable, and whichever one gets gone on, the other one can't defend him super well. I think Gyro's really good because he does a lot of magic damage, which is great against Undying. But they needed more reliable supports. That way they could at least super zone the Undying or threaten kills against a dual lane. You need to be able to beat the dual lane. It's kind of what Empire could have done against Alliance's dual lane. If it's a AA and a PA, you just kill the AA repeatedly. So they maybe could have even gone aggressive or something like that.
I actually like Shadow Shaman a bit. Because I feel like Shaco plus Rocket Barrage is just auto-kill one hero. And it allows at least a nighttime Night Stalker to really focus in and kill a hero. And it really fits Alliance playstyle because, or sorry, Empire's playstyle because they're very good at getting 1 or 2 kills. But sometimes they just lack ways to take towers. And that's where the Master Serpent wards allow you to take those objectives. You can even pop into Roche and take that. With that said, I don't think it's very good against PA because your wards don't really do that much reliable damage thanks to Blur.
I think Darkseer would have been actually pretty good and moved the Night Stalker into support role.
Okay, yeah.
Instead of picking Lion and make No Fear play it with a dual offlane. And then the Night Stalker just runs that AA with Iron Shell on with Surge. And what do you do?
You also have a mech builder. Early mech could be helping for the team fights. Now, we've seen Empire in 3 games so far. All 3, unfortunately for them, resulted in a loss. Now, you have played kind of the same style if you're Empire for these 3 games. Is it time to maybe try and switch things up a little bit? Or, like, what's their, like, go-to draft that they're going to go for here? What's their go-to play style that they want to win this last game with? Because, I mean, ending a day on 0-4 is very depressing.
They need their Shadow Fiend. I think they focus a lot on the Shadow Fiend in the... It gives them that early push. It lets them take objectives together. I think it's a very key hero for Empire.
I think stick to what they normally do. I don't think you should experience in the middle of a 2-game set. Just say halfway through, like, let's try something stupid. Like, you don't do that, I don't think. Especially against a good team, you shouldn't throw that unpredictability in. Focus on what you know. Even if you lose, you learn something. See, like, oh, why did this draft fail? Figure it out, and you have another piece of information that you can
we
take
had with
into
the Vega
future
game.
games.
Yeah, exactly.
Where they went for the exact same, almost exact same, with a bit of switch downs. But we have the drafts going on. Let's take a look at what Empire can get this time, if they can indeed get their hands on the Shadow Fiend. So far, it has not yet been banned out. It's only the Doom and the Night Stalker.
I think if Team Empire wants to focus on anything,
Never mind.
they should focus on less greedy supports. I feel like you just get supports that give you immediate impact, at least kind of dominate the laning stage. Then your support could do more on the map, like stacking, smoke ganking. Then you could be greedy after you won the laning stage. I don't think you should, like for example, Wisp, again, Wisp Lion, I just have to zone back in that. I just didn't do anything in the lanes.
Well, even though it didn't do anything, Empire's system actually going to be the one to ban it out against Alliance. They thought the wrong way around. But so they're not planning on picking it up. Don't want Alliance to be having it either.
Maybe, I think Alliance, like Darkseer's a pretty decent first pick in these games, I think. Queen of Pain as well, S4.
I mean,
you were talking about this earlier, Kevin.
Yeah. He just doesn't die that often.
Yeah. Amazing on him. The Bane is still in though.
Well, they haven't been prioritizing Bane at all. I believe he has not even been banned out in the previous
No, he got
games.
banned out last game.
He got banned out in the second phase, you're right.
I think the draft is still very open, and that's why people pick Queen of Pain all the time. Yes. She's strong against all mids.
Doesn't give anything away.
Doesn't give anything away. Can build very differently. She can build pressure with Orchid. She can build team fight with Ags. She can build BKB if she needs it. She doesn't have to build it though. Armor items. Or I think she's one hero that can actually build almost every item, and it's good. Really.
Yeah.
Except for like Manta style, I wouldn't build them. That'd be awful.
I've seen people...
Get rid of silences, man.
I've seen people do it before.
Yeah, you would just build duels for half the cost.
A little bit cheaper.
Split push.
You know, a hero that I've been missing for a while is Pugna. I'm not saying they should pick a hero, but I feel like when you have so many strength casters, if your ward gets to stay alive for a long time, the mana draining aspect is great.
How much does it do? Is it like 6 per second at level 4 or something?
I want to say 8.
What's this?
I'm not sure.
The mana drain. The
Pugna ward.
Basically the one aspect that everybody forgets exists.
0.8, isn't it?
No, it's
a lot
definitely
more
big
than that,
number.
right? Yeah.
It definitely gives you negative regen when you're within it. Most heroes have at least one passive.
That's true.
0.8, that's like a
10
Vlad's
seconds
anti.
remaining.
That'd be horrible. It's like, why is this even in? I think it's like,
5
it's either 6
seconds
or 8, because I think it goes like 1.5 to 3 to...
I don't play Pugna at all.
Is it not
I mean,
still
it's
very
okay. Why-
gimmicky? As in, it only would work in a lane against specific heroes that really need their mana really badly?
Well, laning wise, for example, if you put a mid, right? Like,
Yeah.
he's a good hero that can clear stacks, which we see. Like, that's kind of the requirement now. If you could go mid as a hero, you need to have a decent way to clear stacks. And then he's also great at tower sieging, so I don't know.
He's very weak to Tusk ganks, though. And I
Oh,
feel
that's
like
true. Yeah,
a lot of people
Tuskar as
pick
a hero.
mid-heroes that can... Pugna just gets eaten alive by anybody that's good at ganking.
He is squishy.
Bounty, there's tons of...
Alright.
It's a gimmicky last pick in that case, I guess.
I like the Dazzle pickup here for Team Empire. I feel like teams like Vega, Empire, they're so good at
10
going aggressive,
seconds
having a
remaining.
defensive support that... I mean, Shadow Wave actually does a ton of damage when you have
5
2 or 3
seconds
targets next to the
remaining.
enemy, so... Pretty standard stuff here.
I think you pick Tusk, isn't it? Like,
Reserve
it's pretty
time.
decent against both Darkseer and Dazzle. You can control them pretty well. You can save Queen of Pain. They love it.
Minus Tusk.
Yeah.
Why not? Oh, okay. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. That was the one they banned out
Alliances
first.
turn to ban.
Last game.
How does Brood do 1v1 versus Darkseer? What do you think?
You can just cut the wave as Darkseer. Broodmother, it's kind of like you're trading basically, but I think Darkseer gets a little bit more because he can take a small camp. If he's... Depends who's in the offlane, really. But
10
Darkseer can
seconds
jungle a
remaining.
little bit faster.
It also depends on what build you go for. I've seen the
5
kind of the
seconds
max passive build.
remaining.
Yeah, the Mac build.
But that doesn't really work against Iron Shell.
Yeah, right?
Well, it's not
Reserve
good against
time.
Iron Shell, but it's more so you don't rely on your spiders because your spiders become actually a burden unless you just send it. Like
yeah.
if he cuts your
He
wave,
can-
then you go spider too. Basically, you cut each other's wave. But
He can cast Iron Shell on one of your spiders.
Yeah,
it's
and
hard
it
to
just gets
figure out-
annoying, yeah.
Hard to figure out which one's the real
That's
one.
true, actually.
So you'd have to like segment them in groups.
If you look at all your spiders together, you can see the only one that's not losing HP.
Okay.
that's the play.
10 seconds
Did
remaining.
I just throw my hands up in the air.
Alliance
Spiders to kill each other.
Menu disconnect.
Hey, did the Lions last week, or 2 weeks ago rather, in the previous Dream League, not lose a game where Brood was played by Bulldog?
They lost the game in the qualifiers as well when they played Brood.
Maybe that's the one I'm
Yeah.
confusing.
So they had Brood on Anti-Mage.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's the game with the blink that Lumi was talking
Yeah, so
about.
Just lost the
he
game.
actually
5
blinked and
seconds
clicked on the
remaining.
minimap, I'm pretty sure. Like, so he dragged his,
Anti-mage, yeah.
so he ended up blinking to the top right instead of the bottom left.
Yeah.
Reserve
That's
time.
unfortunate.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened because it was really weird.
That is literally the wrong direction to blink
It's
in.
like
Yeah.
And Loda did.
2,000 range anti-blink kind of a thing.
Oh,
Like I actually meant to
Picnic.
be safe.
that happens though, especially in these like tense games.
Okay, so Brood always confused me as a hero in a draft because I've seen teams go really hard on Brood counters, like pick supports that are not weak against Brood. In fact, you start with Sentry and Dust, and you force the Brood to go like 0 and 4 in lane. But then I feel like it doesn't matter because he
Yeah.
always will get his levels, he'll get his farm, and you will lose your T1 no matter what. So
Okay.
with that logic in mind, like maybe you focus less on the Brood and make sure your other lanes are better and stronger.
I know we're saying don't focus on the Brood, and I'm not saying pick Legion Commander because
10
of Brood,
seconds
but I'm saying
remaining.
pick Legion Commander because you have a Dazzle and a Darkseer. You're nearly always guaranteed to
5
win the
seconds
duel. You
remaining.
have Ion Shell damage on top of it, but the
How
thing,
will you lane that though?
you
You can still play it against the Brood.
Reserve time.
you could, yeah, but
It
it's
limits your carry potential.
It
if you
does
do that
limit it,
easily.
yeah.
But I guess they have a Quops and a Brood, so
it's very
you're-
good to catch people.
could do it.
We saw Bulldog's Brood against gonna say his name wrong.
You know, some fun.
Jonas and Fan.
Jonas
Jonas
some
Fan.
fun.
Yeah,
Jonas,
that's,
some.
I cannot pronounce his name. And he won the max passive incapacitating bite against it, and LC just
No, but I
had no way to say
Yeah,
no.
but I'm not saying it for that. I'm not saying lane it against it. I'm saying maybe even a core Brood, and just pick a mid laner that leads into the late game a bit more.
Okay.
Because the Iron Shot just gives you so much. Okay.
Well, this is not a bad core.
Oh
Alliance
yes,
no,
dude.
turn
it's
to
huge. Yeah.
I like Slar a lot.
You get the vision as well.
Yeah.
That's nice.
They're very mobile. You can just blink stun Brood when you're finding them.
No,
We
they're
do see teams starting to do more support slaughter. instead of the
What?
core.
Off-
Yeah, they go
offlane.
offlane with
Offlane's fine.
No, like 4
Yeah.
rows
He just
support
said
slaughter.
support guys, way different.
It's no that they're do.
I know
they're
my
do-
English is not that good.
No, they do it both. We actually saw a aggressive tri-lane with the Slaughter as a support on the tri-lane, and I think Darkseer was the core.
We casted that game. It was Team 1-2-3 versus Fnatic for
We
the
did.
C finals.
Oh.
I mean, it.
They lost in like 20 minutes, but the idea was sound. Like they got a lot of kill with the Slaughter.
All right, so the only real difference between an offlane and a support is that your offlanes usually want at least a little bit of farm.
Yeah, to get Predators.
And
a
I
bit
would
more.
say Slar wants a little bit of farm, but Earthshaker kind of fills the same role. It's a stun, you need a blink. So I guess it could work, and you get mobility just from skill points,
10
so
seconds
you can kind of get away without having a blink dagger. I
Well,
guess
it's a
I could see
support
it
that
working,
also
but-
gives you a ton of physical damage for
5
your
Yeah,
cores.
seconds
free medallion at 6, baby.
That's
Especially if you pick up with
actually insane.
TA as well. It might be. Is that overkill on the minus armor, or is?
I think it's...
You can never have too many.
Actually,
minus
though,
armor.
like if you do Darkseer Slaughter, dual offlane,
There's
right?
TA,
Like,
good
isn't,
call,
isn't
Shane.
that like sick offlane killing power?
Turn to
Well,
pick.
You predicted everything.
Yeah, well played.
Like Dota.
Core analysis.
No, I'm not the core yet.
Well, maybe
Right.
it's time to upgrade you. I don't know.
Surely you pick a Winter Wyvern here, or is that not worth it when they have a billion minus armor? 'Cause
What
they're gonna
about
two-shot you.
Sven?
Now
You
you're just
know
saying
what?
heroes.
No, I like Sven. I think that's better.
No, the
'Cause-
armor buff, it's instant.
It's like
20 armor, I've heard
10
today.
seconds.
we saw it the other game with
okay.
with TA. Like if you two-shot them,
5
Winter Wyvern's
seconds
cold embrace
remaining.
doesn't matter
Yeah.
because they're
Yeah.
just gonna finish you off after you come out.
Exactly.
You need something that just like is a lot more fire and
Reserve
release.
time.
But the problem is Sven doesn't lane well against Darkseer. It's
yeah.
not great.
What if they
But
pick a
Disruptor
Crystal
is
Maiden with
okay.
that as well?
Disruptor is really good against Darkseer. You just you need another strong
Someone that's
support.
against the Darkseer.
Yeah, exactly, and zone him out completely.
Winter Wyvern is actually one of those. What
Well,
if you get Sven and Winter Wyvern?
Winter
you-
Wyvern means you're never killing the Darkseer because he could easily surge away.
I think you need like Ogre or someone like that. Ogre's pretty decent. Has damage over time
Melee
against
Iron
TA.
Shell
Yeah, it's
is
okay against TA.
You can buff up the Sven. Like
I like
we're,
Crystal Maiden.
we're kind of going a bit far here, but yeah,
Crystal
All
Maiden
in
Sven
on
for
Sven
Alliance.
yeah,
Set.
all in,
Okay.
all in.
No, I
baby.
think either Jakiro or Veno is the picker
As support for Alliance?
as a support for Alliance.
Yeah, those would be good too.
Yeah, they're good.
Because, well, you do lack on the stun department, but if you get a poison on Slaughter,
10
he's just not
seconds
doing anything.
remaining.
There it is, Sven.
Sven,
He's got a
boys.
sword.
Close enough.
He's got a mask.
He's not.
That's
he's not
our
buff.
hero. I think Veno would be bad against Darkseer is the other issue.
Has a no
You-
killing potential.
Yeah.
there,
You need lockdown. But you do have the glimpse. I mean, that's nice, but lockdown is.
Okay, why did they pick Juggernaut?
10 seconds
Because
Healing Ward is
they
good
were
against
listening to
Dark.
the stream and they heard us talking about Sven.
5 seconds.
And then they misclicked.
They misclicked.
No, the Healing Ward's good against Darkseer. You can sustain in lane.
Yeah, he's very good versus Darkseer. You can leave him
Reserve
alone
time.
and he can solo.
Exactly.
Omni Slash is pretty good against TA. Blade Fury is very good. You can break
Yeah.
Refraction.
Well, in terms of stopping a, imagine Alliance does like a tier 2 push right now. Who's actually killing the healing ward? TA has low range, Dazzle
It
doesn't want
would
to
be
get close.
Dazzle would
Yeah,
be the only
Dazzle
one.
doesn't really want to be there.
Unless Slaughter is in there. But if he's in there, if Slaughter actually jumps in, tries to go for a kill, he wants to be hitting the hero that he's jumping in on and not the healing ward.
Right.
I think Lumi's on the right point here. They have very bad counter push on Team Empire. It's Ion Shells and Templar Assassin Cleave and maybe
Yeah.
a Slaughter Crush, which isn't a lot of damage.
This is
And Dazzle Heal. Like, I think they're just like, screw this, we're pushing. Like, we don't care about their armor synergy.
Winter Wyvern. Pick 2.
We're just gonna get advantage and then we're gonna push.
Winter Wyvern has wave clear.
It's
Really, really.
not a purple hero. So
Sorry.
It's
No, but
blue.
they-
It's close enough.
pink.
But Slaughter, what if they want to go for Slaughter for a full house?
A full
Slaughter-
house.
The Slaughter colored hero. Winter Wyvern and Slaughter are almost the same kind of hero, and then you've got your purple-pink
True.
trio.
What else do you think Winter Wyvern would be good?
It's good against Juggernaut. Really good wave clear
Yeah.
against Broodmother.
You could Arctic
5
burn the ward
seconds
down.
You can catch the
From
Queen
afar.
of... Yeah,
Oh my god,
exactly.
it's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Except that it's not pink.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, right now Team
Alliances
Empire
turn
just
to
folds to
pick.
any push that line does.
So if you know that if your alliance, what ultimate push support hero is it? A Shadow Shaman? Ha.
Well, this is like, it's almost like they're playing a pub game and somebody picked Brood right away and they're like, we have to do everything we can to pick
It
counter
is
Brood.
kind of like that,
Let's
isn't
pick
it?
Slaughter and Bounty Hunter.
But Brood is not the problem right
Come
now.
on, Brood is definitely the problem. Like, if Brood is getting picked in the first 2 rounds and their
10
first 2 bans are
seconds
not Brood counters, like Brood is an issue.
I'm
Because
telling
he's
you,
consistently top
they could kill
GPM.
Bulldong like
seconds
8
remaining.
times this game. And it wouldn't really matter.
Well, think how much harder it's going to be from now. Like, yeah, you can see Slaughter coming and you can run away.
Yeah.
But you don't know when Bounty Hunter's waiting there to track you. And as soon as he tracks you and they have a Blink Slaughter, you're dead.
All right. Well, we'll let the two
job,
teams
Shiva.
play it out.
As always.
I think Bounty Hunter also makes your mid lane matchup a lot easier. Could put a lot of pressure on
That
Queen
is
of
definitely
Pain.
true.
So what do you think? The draft is done. Time to make your predictions, guys.
I'm gonna go Team Empire. They're gonna do it. They're gonna get out of this slump.
Yeah? Even after you just said all the non-pushing powers that they cannot deal with?
I think they're gonna snowball out of control with their early fighting.
Okay. Purge?
I'm going to stick to Alliance, I think. I think their tri-lanes are really safe, and this is Empire's game to lose.
I'm going to go with Team Alliance as well.
You said Empire's
win.
game to win or to lose?
That's what I meant, to win.
Yeah.
I think that they are going to have to play a lot better to win this game. If they get behind, I think Alliance is just going to roll over and take Rex.
I feel like a lot of things have to go well for Empire to win. They need an early blink. You need your bounty to get 6 and find track kills. And that's a lot of if. I feel like Alliance's draft a lot more stable, a lot easier to execute. So I'm going to go with Team Alliance.
I'm going to go for the Crystal Maiden against the Darkseer. I love that. And I'm going to go for Alliance for this this series as well. It is time for our final game here of the day. It is time for Alliance versus Empire with a tricast of Purge, OD Pixel, and Draskell.